We are counting down to the 20th anniversary of the Komen Phoenix Race for the Cure. It's such an inspiring event that celebrates survivors and honors the memories of fighters. Mark it on your calendar, October 14th. That's a Sunday, of course. You know, breast cancer has affected so many in our community. It is a great way to show support and love for those who have fought and are still in battle by going to the race. And today we're going to learn more about it from Brigid Burns Tueros, honorary race chair for the 2012 Race for the Cure. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate it. All right, you're not only, first of all, the race chair, because you also are a young survivor. Tell us your story.
Correct. It was about in 2006. I was just living a normal life and going out with my friends, hanging out with my family, and just met the love of my life. We just started dating, and I found a lump and went in and had a mammogram, and they told me that basically they found something. It was a little bit of a battle before the mammogram happened. I went in ultimately for an ultrasound. They told me that they didn't see anything and I could leave. My mom was there with me and said, "You're not leaving. She has a lump. She has a script for a mammogram." So we ended up having a mammogram done. Radiologist came in and apologized and said, "We're really sorry, but we found something." So ultimately had the mammogram, went on to have a biopsy, and sure enough, I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. So by that point, it had already spread to my lymph nodes and was a large enough mass where I had to have a full mastectomy. Since then, I had chemotherapy and radiation, was in remission for about a year, happened to go in right before Christmas, the holidays, and they said, "We found something else on your scan," and it had spread to my lungs. So a year later, I was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer, and that was in 2008. So since then, I've been doing chemotherapy every Friday and have been through about 10 different treatments at this point, and still treating to this day. I just started a clinical trial last Thursday after being off of chemotherapy for 2 months. So that was a little scary. I was getting denied by insurance for certain chemotherapies. Finally got into a trial, just started it, and hopefully it's something that's going to work or at least keep me going.
You've been struggling with this for years. How did you first find the lump? Because a lot of people talk about self-exams and how important they are. What would you tell them about that?
Well, first of all, you have to know your body. I expected my doctors to know my body, which I saw my gynecologist one time a year, and would just rely on them to find whatever they needed to find. And they kept saying, "Oh, you just have lumpy breast or cystic breast," or things like that. So I ended up going to a yoga class and I did some stretching, and I found a really sore spot on my armpit or underarm, and I kept pressing on it. I didn't know what it was, and I kind of ignored it for a couple months. And finally I told my mom about it, and she said, "When we don't have a history of anything, you know, you should go in and go see a doctor." Because when I was feeling my underarm, my hand rested on my breast and I felt a lump, felt like the size of a golf ball, and went, you know,
moms know, don't they?
They do, but I thought, how did I miss that for so long?
Right.
So you have to do self-exams.
Why is it so important for people out there to get involved in the race?
Well, Susan G. Komen is definitely one of the biggest supporters of our community. They have tons of programs that help women out, just like myself, who are having insurance problems. They help with awareness, they help with testing and supporting, and it's all from the community. So we really need people to sign up for the race. And registration, the fees that you do for the registration help with the race, but we really need people to donate.
Okay, so keep that in mind. You also do something with your coworkers too.
Yes, so about 2 years ago, I was going to go on one of my 10 treatments, and I was about to lose my hair, and a coworker by the name of Mike Sullivan said, "If you're going to lose your hair, then we're going to do it too." So they all decided to do a donation and bid on each other to shave their heads, and we ended up raising about $4,000 for the race just by doing that. And now we've made it a tradition, and we've done it 2 years in a row.
All right. Well, thanks so much for coming in. We appreciate it. Again, take part in the race, of course. It is taking place on Sunday, October 14th, 6 a.m. The race site opens. The start line is 17th Avenue in Adams. To sign up, to find out more, go to race.azcentral.com. After the